Leo. My name is Victoria Martin. I'm going to be guiding you through February 2016. It's your half birthday, so it's sort of the bottom of the year, but you know, you might have some fun on the full moon. So let's take a look at it. All right, the first half of February for everybody, the mood is both manic and dreamy. February emphasizes your 7th house of partnerships, social life, public outreach, competition, and diplomacy. It's a tall order. The second half of February is more dominated by 8th house matters, which is collaborations, contracts, troubleshooting, shared resources. So my advice is pay attention to subtle clues, train your ESP, avoid toxins, shun illusions, especially in 8th house matters. Now here's our table of contents for February. We have a new moon February 6th through 10th, that's the waking up process. The February 20th through 24th, the full moon is dreamy and manic. February 25th through March 2nd, the Sun conjunct Neptune, interesting stories. Not a dull moment. Okay, so a special feature of the new moon is that it's the beginning of Chinese New Year. And I don't know a whole lot about Chinese astrology, so I consulted my colleague, Pun Yin, who is a feng shui master, and she advised me that we can expect a jumpy ride, the year of the fire monkey. So she further advised that large crowds could cause nervous overload, especially for sensitive types. So focus instead on building strong bonds, boost your immune system, retreat into the tranquility and beauty of natural settings. Curb needless social activity, avoid rushing, avoid tech pollutions, avoid disturbances. Great if you can do it. Check out her website, punyin.com, and look at that fire monkey. Whoa. It's pretty fierce. Oh. But interesting, right? Okay, now regular astrology stuff on this full moon. Full moons are always open and receptive, expectant, prophetic, hopeful, wishful. In your case, partnerships. Who do you want to join with? How can you improve your existing partnerships? Your social life. How can you enrich public outreach? Okay, but also be aware of the competition. These are things you're thinking about on this new moon. Now the new moon is in a kind of overlap area between the sea goat and the shoulder of Aquarius. So I'm going to derive symbolism from both. In this case, the tail of the sea goat, your 7th house, you're looking for people who are resourceful leaders and imaginative communicators, okay? And then in terms of the shoulder of Aquarius, it's a really interesting star called Sa'ad al-Sud, the luckiest of the lucky. So it's okay to pick people who you think are lucky. Why not? And also people who have similar hobbies or sports type interests. I mean, that only makes sense. So that's a real good way to enhance your partnership. The full moon that is coming up after the new moon could bring some emphasis on survival instincts, materials, tools, resources. Maybe somebody will give you some gifts, or maybe you will be, the full moon is nearly conjunct Jupiter, so it's kind of a time to rake in the dough, as they say. I live in Chicago, that's how we talk. But anyway, so the Sun conjunct Neptune follows that, and that's February 25th through March 2nd. This is going to emphasize collaborations, contracts, troubleshooting. Now, Neptune's a little tricky. You can, you can draw in collaborators because you probably have some special glamour or sensitivity working in your behalf, and maybe even the spirituality or mysticism. But you want to watch out for illusions, trickery, toxins, chaos. You want to be sure that you want to qualify people before you get too involved with them, and maybe find some way of working with collateral, and really kind of hold your cards fairly close to your chest, as they say. Okay, so this full moon is full of a lot of excitement, a lot of things going on, but I want to emphasize this. Now it's kind of interesting. It's a little astrology lesson. The full moon is in tropical Virgo, 3 degrees 33 seconds, but actually if we look out in the sky, and the full moon, the night of the full moon, which will be the February 21st. I mean, it's actually happened during the day, but the night of the 21st, you would see the moon in the constellation of Leo. So it's going to be kind of near Jupiter. It's going to still be emphasizing your second house, survival instincts, materials, and tools. So let's look at some of the stars here, and also the constellation sextans, the compass. It's a real nice star. So this is emphasizing, it's very close to the heart of the lion. So the idea is if you want to gain more resources and more profound aesthetics, that you do want to work on the hearts of others, probably, and also justice-oriented motives will bring you success. In terms of the compass, a good sense of direction in terms of how you're trying to amass these various resources, and definitely living by your wits, you know, is, it's kind of another way of saying instinct. And I think the idea of being both a performer and a therapist in some way, and maybe helping minority groups is good karma. And, you know, those are things to think about on the full moon. Essentially, this full moon is the most, really this whole period of February 20th through March 2nd is the most mystically and potentially confusing time of year. And so in this case, you're trying to, you know, build up your resources because things are coming your way on the full moon, but at the same time, you're thinking, who can you really do business with? What are you really giving up? What are you getting? Now, I'm your advocate, you know, so I'm not so much concerned about your collaborators. I'm concerned about you. But, you know, to be aware of the potential, you know, every way that it could go. That's what troubleshooting means. Okay, so the highlights of February are waking up on that new moon, February 6th through 10th, that year of the monkey. The full moon, February 20th through 24th, is dreamy and manic. February 25th through March 2nd, interesting stories. Take note, document them, take photographs. But then we go right into the solar eclipse phase. I'm going to give you a sneak preview of March. The solar eclipse in your 8th house, continuing issues regarding collaboration, contracts, and troubleshooting. And the solar eclipse, you know, tends to be that whole global opinion shifts, which trickles down into a little bit of confusion about who you really can work with. And there may be issues of religion, patronage, healing. So that is, you know, don't be controversial. You don't, you know, they always say be careful about discussing topics of religion. You could offend somebody or be politically correct, even though Leos tend to be very dramatic. I would be really careful around this solar eclipse. Again, we're, you know, veering into March here because astrology is not so much monthly oriented, but more with the lunations, the new moons and full moons. So the solar eclipse is a new moon. And then just to go ahead to the second half of March is a lunar eclipse, and by this point the sun has gone to your 9th house, so emphasis on education, religion, and philosophy. You need to have some kind of sense of wonder. The lunar eclipse is actually occurring in your 3rd house, so there in the 3rd week of March you may have some really tricky meetings, so you want to be ready for anything, keep the faith, use science, and troubleshoot. So anyway, there's February, interesting stories, and here's March, a lot of changes with the eclipses. So tune in, I'll tell you more about March in my next program. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Have an excellent month, and my name is Victoria Martin.
Bu akşam seminerimizi canlı olarak mobil uygulamamız üzerinden yapıyoruz.